Ligety, run number 1, Heber Creek.
Ted Ligety not winning either of the runs in Val d'Isere a week ago, and that was a surprise for the American, and he skied a little differently this time around, didn't he?
Oh my God, from top to bottom, he was just super clean, and that's what sets him apart. The fundamentals, and it starts with tactics, and that's where you ski. He skis a different line. It's higher, it's rounder, and it goes deeper into the turn, and from start to finish here, Steve, he was just unbelievable. Watch this turn. Comes in here, a bit of a delay, sets up high where nobody else is, boom, and he's already up.
Last time you saw a split time with an advantage of 1.45?
I don't know.
Never?
Solden, when Ligety did it before, but this is unbelievable. Of course, he was only running second, so he's, got a fresh course to carve on. But this guy, as I said, different from Hirscher, because this is an artist. This guy just paints a picture down here, and this is one of the toughest
How about
GSs.
that one?
Now, 3.85, now that I've never seen, all right? And he just keeps it going. When he does get in trouble, he just takes his time, is patient, and gets back online. Now, down here, this is the only flat part, but there's tricks in here, and the tricks got him last year, but not this first run. All right, just get ready for the green light on this one. This one I've never seen.
Stunning. 5.02. So do you still go all out? You said that's a safe thing to do.
I mean, how do you leave the gate knowing that you're 2.4 up? Well, the coaches say with Ted, the more intensity he brings means less risk. So this guy's so comfortable, full attack mode. I think the coaches probably identified some of the spots where he can take risks. Other parts you have to be careful. No, he's not holding back.
Building on his lead, but again, only building 800.
Oh, he's
it's
down.
in there. So I guess that was safe.
That will cost him some time, but a lot to play with. I bet that's a little bit of a wake-up call for him right there.
If you look on the arms of Ligety,
see
he
down.
Puts a little armor there so he can slide along when his arm goes on the ground, so he's making those recoveries.
When he carves on his forearm, he actually accelerates, right?
Well, he stands up anyway.
So those two mistakes catching up with him.
The record margin of victory on this hill, 1.34 seconds. Ligaty's still a shot at that.
Oh, now he's in control, back online, deep and clean into the turn.
And Ligety even looking for the tuck in between turns.
This is intensity.
Ted Ligety will cross the line with the lead. How big is it? Oh, and he brings it all the way up to 2 seconds. Mr. GS finding a class of his own.
Ligety himself was next, the last American man to win gold in the World Championships in this discipline, Bodie Miller, but so much other history on the line for Ligety.
And you can see right out of the start. I mean, this is a guy who has skied 3 perfect runs so far. Perfect Super G, a great downhill part of the combined, and also a perfect in-control part of the slalom. It was obvious that he was fast right off the top. He's got an elegant way of skiing. Dan, he stands up in between the turns. Almost makes it look like this is a different course he's skiing, and his times are unbelievable.
He won in Solden by nearly 3 seconds, also won another race by more than 2 seconds, and Ligety was just putting it together gate after gate again.
Yeah, no, you know what? He was putting it together before he even got on the course. He had a game plan. It's obvious that he inspected this course very well, took some inside track lines to get inside slippery spots. One of them was halfway down the lower part of this pitch. Just a smart run of skiing. Look at that. See that? The stivet halfway down. That is not only a great thing to do, but it's a very risky move to take in a first run.
Ligety admitted that there was pressure in this GS. I'm supposed to win it. This, of course, following the 2 golds, but like he'd done in the previous runs, just about another flawless one. More than a second best. And off goes the chase for history for Ligety.
You know, for Ted, this is the adrenaline that you live for, the opportunity to come down here and really show people what you've got. He's got a good pad in the second run.
More than a second lead. He's won GS races by more than 2 seconds earlier this season. It's been that kind of a dominant season for Ligety.
Couple late turns, a little bit off his line in the top, but oh boy, he keeps increasing his margin.
How cautious do you be right here? I mean, he knows he's got a good run going, but again, that's been his philosophy. Don't lay back, don't be too careful.
Well, listen, I don't think he'd feel comfortable or confident if he laid back a little bit too much, and there was a rough spot. A little bit of a chink in the armor for Ted, but you know, he just keeps pulling the doors up these section times.
He's got all sorts of cushion. Ligety trying to stay on his skis here, knock Hirscher off the top of the podium.
Once again, taking the time to throw a stivet in there to stay in that high line.
And Ligety is just a few gates away from history, from going 3 for 3 in gold medals for the first time ever for an American skier at these World Championships. Ted Ligety has done it. An impressive, dominant fashion once again.
For Ted, Mr. GS Ligety, who has won 4 times on this hill in the past.
Yeah, he loves it here. I mean, and the only person who's beaten him recently is Marcel Hirscher. The last time on this hill, they had 2 giant slalom races last year. Ted won one, Hirscher won the other. But just look at this line. The thing we talk about Ted Ligety is that his strategy and his ability to master the line in GS is just phenomenal. He gets the turn done before everybody else.
I mean, you try to teach line to 13 and 14-year-olds, and yet you have people on World Cup who can't figure out where to ski. But Ted has it by far better than anybody else. Really starts the turn higher than anybody and finishes it before anybody.
Yeah, and he really figured out how to use these new skis that are a bit narrower and they don't have quite the side cut as the skis from the past, and he knew he needed to give them a little bit more room in order to get them on edge and make a clean arc, and he practiced that. Changed his physical training as well to get stronger for these skis. Both of them paid off.
Yeah, it's amazing what he did to learn how to ski on those skis, but number one, definitely worked harder, knew it was going to be more muscle endurance. As you can see him just struggling down here, trying to keep it together. This is one of the longest ones. But
even where he's tired down here at the bottom, you can see him being high on his line still and releasing between turns. And there it is, 6/10 of a...
Mr. GS, if he comes down in front of Hirscher, he will secure the globe.
The World Cup overall title for the season. Here The world champion in giant slalom showing us how it's done. Will he lose time on top? Only a tenth so far. And now another tenth, but still nearly a half second up. Ted Ligety's so fun to watch. You know, we talk about how when you get on the right line, you make it look smooth. There was that stivet that we talk about. Getting thrown a little bit wide there, but not bad. It looks like it's a smooth course for Ted Ligety.
Pulling out all the tools in this run. Ted Ligety, does he make it? Yes. 4,500ths in the lead. A statement. His 5th World Cup win in giant slalom this year.
Ted Ligety, at this point in the run, a couple of guys had come down, and we hadn't seen his skiing in a while, and we weren't certain, is it at the same level relative to the world? But we found out at this split time coming up.
Exactly. Pinturo was in the lead, and then Ligety obliterates that, and Ligety knows this hill. He knows how to generate speed on the flats. It's not over at the steeps. It's over at the finish. So at 6/10 off the steeps, he turns that into 9/10 by working the flats all the way to the finish.
Mr. GS's coach, Forrest Carey, said, yeah, that first one was fine, not great. So if he turns up with great, watch out.
Already looking pretty great right now, but here's where it's going to get difficult. Not the same smooth track as run 1.
But the thing is, Ligety's line, which is rounder and higher than everyone's, should be smoother if he can hold that line. Oh, little skivet there. Needed to slough some speed. That's a tool that he has mastered.
So mindful is the skiing, so athletic and precise.
A little bit of a mess up right there heading onto the flats. He's got 7/10 to play with, and he loves hammering through this lower section of Solden.
Last year, Ted Ligety winning 6 of 8 giant slaloms. Opening the 2014 season just the way he opened 2013 with a victory. Mr. GS, you can call